for life. We've got Ron and Lisa Bears joining us this hour. They are our healthy home dream team. They're biobiologists, meaning that they specialize in really connecting us to the best products for our home. Now, we've talked about air quality. We've talked about water quality. What about the dreaded dusting?
Dreaded dust, that's
I mean,
right.
I think for most of us, we go, oh, I do it because I don't want my mother-in-law to do that, right?
Right, exactly.
But it's actually really important, right, how much dust we get out of our home?
Oh, it's shocking. The average home collects 40 pounds of dust a year. It is staggering. And this isn't just a household issue, like you said, Brett. This is a health issue because dust is loaded with biological contaminants and chemicals that are harmful to our health.
And wasn't I reading somewhere that it's like the #1 allergen, even for people that don't have allergies, obviously dust
Yes.
sets them off?
#1 indoor allergen. And Flyby2, who was on the message board, the HSN message board, you were doing it right because you were leaving your shoes at the door. That's right.
So. We track in 60% of household dust from the bottom of our shoes.
So that may or may not be our challenge for everybody this week. It's simple and easy and quite frankly more comfortable to take your shoes off. But it is. I mean, we talk about a healthier home as a cleaner home.
Absolutely.
We can track the good stuff, the bad stuff not in, we'll do a better job.
Right. Okay,
well, keep talking to Ron and Lisa and the HSN community. They'll give you more great ideas of how to make sure your home is the healthiest, cleanest way. Thank you guys so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now, the next product you're about to see is a very interesting concept. Now, I know you've seen microfiber cloths before and you think, oh, I can use a rag and I can clean. Well, Doc is different. These are wood fiber cleaning cloths that will replace hundreds upon hundreds of rolls of paper towels. But more importantly, they are this multi-layer wood fiber cloth that was invented by a sushi chef who was cleaning surfaces where he was making raw fish for his customers, and he knew that he could not use ammonias and bleaches. Now, this is a product that I use in my home every single day. I clean my kids' height chair with it. I clean the countertop surfaces with it. I clean their faces and my faces and their sticky hands with it. They're soft, they're absorbent. They replace a ton, an absolute ton of paper towels, and they work. They pull in and grab the worst of the worst chemicals. Luca Puto's joining us. He's a huge fan of this product.
I love this.
My mom loves these. Yep. I love them. We use them all the time, and this is a one-show special. The first time ever, we've done a big 10-pack for 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Free shipping, flex only for this hour, and about 200 in each one of the color borders. Get a second set. You got one for the kitchen, one for the bathroom. You've got one for the car, and one for cleaning up around the house. They are the perfect one of a kind, unlike any other cleaning cloth product that you've ever seen.
No, they are, and here's the thing. As you said, they're made out of a wood fiber. It's not wood pulp, it's wood fiber. One of these equals 75 of these. 75. One of these is 75 of these. So you've got enough to replace 750 rolls of paper towels. So that's quite a bit. Now, the secret is this,
and if anybody knows where they can get 750 rolls of paper towels for $19.95, I want to know what store you're shopping at.
Here's the secret right here. When you look at this, look at this. Look how thin each layer. There's 8 layers on here. Each layer is very thin. You can see my fingers behind that. But as we pile them up and they go in different directions, it's woven in a very proprietary fashion. That's what grabs the dirt. Not only does it grab 99% of dirt and bacteria that it encounters, but it releases it as well. And that's the biggest point, is that it actually gets rid of all that dirt and bacteria.
And yet still they're super absorbent. They work phenomenally well.
Funny you should say that. Watch this. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a common paper towel, and these are the ones it's going to replace. Remember, 75 rolls worth to each one. I'm going to stick it in this liquid. This green liquid is just food coloring and water. But look at that. That paper towel, it gave the good fight, but it didn't do a whole lot, right? Yep. I'm going to take one of our Doc cloths. I'm going to stick that in the glass next to it, and I want you to just see the difference. When the Doc cloth gets in there, it is crazy, crazy thirsty. So it's going to pick up every last bit of that, and it's not going to drip. Now, that's